Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. We are looking ahead to 2023. We're gonna look at the upcoming Marvel and DC films slated for 2023, ranking them from the bottom to the top of what I'm the most excited for. Truthfully, I'm gonna have to go with KRAVEN the Hunter at the bottom of the list, and that is simply because Sony hasn't had the best track record with their Spider-Man spin-offs. The Spider-Man films have been great, but the spin-offs, not so much. I mean, Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage are fun. I genuinely enjoyed both of them, but they're pretty flawed, and then Morbius was not good at all, really. They have all these ideas to bring all these other characters, and I don't really know what's going on with that. I think and I wish that Marvel Studios could just have Spider-Man and all the Spider-Man IP, but whatever. KRAVEN the Hunter is coming. Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be playing as this character. Yeah, I am excited to see this character on screen in the story. I don't know how it's going to connect to other Spider-Man films, and I do really want to see that connection, and that's kind of something that I'm nervous about with the Sony Spider-Man spin-offs anyway. Where do we go from here? How is it connected? I don't know. Does it play into the MCU at all? So who knows what's going to happen with KRAVEN. Can't really be that excited for it yet, but we'll see what happens. I gotta put Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom next on my list here. Aquaman is a pretty enjoyable movie. I actually like it quite a bit. I think that Jason Momoa is a pretty good Arthur Curry in Aquaman. The world building and the visuals were really cool in that film. I don't have a lot of problems with it. I mean, it's not the best piece of cinema, but it's a very entertaining movie and a pretty interesting story. And I am excited to see where they go, but this film has had some delays. I don't know too much about it. I don't know exactly where they're going. And I'm sure they had to change a lot of things over the last, I don't even know how long now. There's just so much going on with Warner Bros. And DC and all. It's almost hard to be excited for anything that's part of this DC Extended Universe just because of all the news that we've been getting and what's going on. And who's to say for sure? Aquaman and Lost Kingdom could be really cool, though I feel like we should have already seen it by now, but it's coming out next year. I'm so excited just because I do like Atlantis and the world building, and I like Aquaman. Next up, I'm gonna go with The Marvels, a film that has a lot of high stakes for the MCU, and as a very big fan still, even after the rough last couple of years of the MCU, still a fan of everything they've got going on. So excited. It should be interesting to see how they incorporate Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel in a story together, how they're changing, I don't know, places, bodies, locations, somehow they're swapping. It could be a fun story. I think the stakes are going to be high enough for the cosmic side of the MCU, but I'm a little bit nervous just because I don't really love Captain Marvel. I think it's a very underwhelming MCU film compared to so much else. And also, I don't really know how much I love Brie Larson's version of this character. I mean, I don't mind her as an actor, and Captain Marvel is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel world, right? So I don't know. It should be exciting. I should like it more than I do, but we'll see what happens. But I do think that having the different variations of Captain Marvel, so to speak, seeing how they play together here. I do like Miss Marvel as a character a lot, to be honest. I'm excited to see where they go with it, but I'm skeptical in the end. Blue Beetle could be a very fresh DC film. I didn't know that it was still happening. I mean, again, I talked about it with Aquaman. It's just there's so much going on with Warner Brothers and DC films, and it's hard to really be super excited for anything coming out of them because you just don't know what's going to happen. Blue Beetle is set to come out next year, and this is a very fresh and fun character. I personally don't know too much about him, but I do think that it's going to be different, and I think it's going to be a fun movie. I think that there is some actual potential with this to just kind of stand out from a lot of the stereotypical DC films and maybe be very fun. So I don't have too much to say about it, but I'm kind of very curious about it. Next up on the list is another film that is coming from DC and is definitely going to be fun, and that's Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The first Shazam, I do really like it. I actually think it's pretty fun. It's an entertaining film. It's got a really good heartfelt story about Billy Batson. It's got the Shazam kids and everything, and it was a fun film. I really liked it, and I'm happy to see that the sequel's coming out, and we're going to get to see all the Shazam family all together, now dealing with the gods. It should be higher stakes. I think it should have some serious stuff, but also have that fun, entertaining aspect that made Shazam very joyous to watch. I'm really, really excited to see this film. I think it has potential to be pretty good. I hope we can get more of Zachary Levi's Shazam in the future after this too, with everything with DC. Yeah, ultimately, I just think Shazam is a very fun film, and I'm happy to get a sequel. The Flash, yeah, I feel like this is, I don't know what to think about it because I don't want to believe that it's coming out because it's been delayed 100 times. The Flash should be doing Flashpoint. This is going to be really cool if done right. It has so much potential. It could be so exciting, but also I don't want to keep beating a dead horse by talking about how DC is all over the place in their films. But like, where are we going with this? I'm not so sure. I hear so many different things about this film, what it could be. Flashpoint is a very, very awesome storyline, and we should have Supergirl in there, and we should have Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't know, they're resetting the universe. If done right, like there's so much emphasis on if, but if done right, this Flash film could be a really interesting clean slate. It could be a really entertaining movie with a very cool story. If it tells it as well as, say, the animated film or the comics told it, you know, this could be really cool. I am just so skeptical. Ezra Miller, I don't want to give any thoughts on him or any of the other actors. I didn't really talk about Amber Heard, but like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm very worried about this film, and I've been, but I'm also very excited because I do love the character Barry Allen. I like the Flash. I like the Flashpoint paradox. I'm so interested to see how they do this, and kind of more importantly, I'm really interested to see how they reset this universe. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, I'm so excited for. Like, the trailers just it just works so well for me, getting me excited to see this quantum realm, getting to have Ant-Man and the Wasp with Scott's daughter now as a hero as well, and like, you know, the whole family really of these heroes exploring this unknown territory. And it's just going to be really interesting to see how they incorporate Kang the Conqueror. I have a lot of faith in this film, to be honest. Like, they know that this has to be big. They know they need to do Kang right. I cannot wait to see Jonathan Majors really be Kang this time. We know He Who Remains, that was pretty awesome in Loki and opens the door. And now we know that the Kang Dynasty is coming. We know that this is the multiverse saga. So I'm very, very hyped for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. The stakes should be really high. Ant-Man and the Wasp are really fun films, but I want this to be more serious, and I kind of feel like it's gonna be. And I just am so excited to know like this story that they're gonna tell, because they made the decision, right? Like, to get Kang properly introduced in an Ant-Man film. So there's gotta be a reason for it. They must have some good ideas, and I'm really, really feeling confident about this one. And then number 2 is going to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. This is part 1, of course, so yeah, there's a lot of story to be told here. Into the Spider-Verse is like really just peak animation and superhero stories. So fun. It was fresh. Miles Morales is an awesome character. We had a lot of really fun supporting casts. I mean, all the Spider-Man and women and Spider people. There was a lot of fun to be had. It was a cool multiversal story. It was a very great Spider-Man story. It had a great narrative, emotion. It was fun. It was coming of age. The music was great. I loved it. And it looks good too, visually. Animation is really cool in this film. So yeah, I mean, like, what more can I say? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the sequel to this amazing 2018 film. We are going to be getting more of Miles and Gwen, and we're going to be getting more Spider people, tons of them apparently. And yeah, I think this whole multiverse thing is just so exciting, the way they're doing it with Spider-Man. And I can't wait to see everything from Miles' growth as a character to other Spider people showing up and cameos and fun references to other Spider-Man properties. Of course, getting all the villains and just different variations of them. The overall story, I know it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's going to have high stakes. And I hope it is as awesome as the first one. And then it's also exciting knowing that there's going to be another one, you know? So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, hard not to be excited for this film. All right, and then naturally, number 1, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Having watched Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special recently, I was reminded how much I love this cast of characters. I love the actors behind them and their portrayals of these wacky characters. James Gunn had killed it with the first 2 films, and all the appearances that these characters have made thus far. You know, there's always so much fun to be had. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a little flawed compared to the first one, but I do think it gets a lot of hate, and I just don't know why, because it's a genuinely fun and entertaining film with a lot of heart and character and development and exciting moments and everything. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is just so good. It's definitely like one of the best things that the MCU has done. Yeah, these characters are awesome. I cannot wait to see this. I love this trailer that we got. I think it's going to have that blend of humor, comedy. It's going to be very fun, but it's also going to be serious. I think there's going to be a lot of high stakes on these characters. Unfortunately, I think we're going to lose some characters pulling at our heartstrings here. I already know it. The holiday special was fun because now we're going into something a little more serious. Getting Adam Warlock in there, the High Revolutionary, all of these characters back for one last ride, because I think the truth is we're probably going to lose a few of them, and it should be emotional. And I think this film is going to deliver. I think James Gunn has been really excited to get this out. I mean, look, James Gunn was like fired from Marvel, and then he's back and he's about to deliver. He is also going to be taking over DC apparently, so I don't know. This might be it for a while with these Guardians, but very, very, very excited and feeling honestly very confident about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It can't come soon enough. So yeah, that's my list, guys. I appreciate you watching this video. Please be sure to comment below, like whatever you think about my list. You might hate it, you might agree with everything. What are your thoughts on the state of DC and their films? What are your thoughts on how Phase 4 went, and like, are you excited for Phase 5 or are you nervous? What are you most excited for? Comic book movies coming out in 2023. Let me know your list in the comments below. Appreciate you guys always. Subscribe if you want to see some more content. I'm gonna try to get some more exciting movie and superhero movie content, whatever. I talk about Marvel all the time. So yeah, you're in the right place. All right, guys, thanks again. See you next time.